This is a difficult time for everyone. And so figuring out how we can provide opportunities for families to get healthy, nutritious meals is a primary objective of our organization. Although we largely work with young people, we also want to make sure that their families feel supported and secure. And one of the ways that we can do that is through addressing food insecurities. We have been careful, we have been socially distanced, we're all wearing our masks, and we put lots of protocols in place to keep safe. And even with all of that going on, the YMCA staff has been so committed to figuring out how to get here, how to continue to be of service, out in the parking lot in sweltering heat, delivering produce bags, hauling them from the cooler out to people so that we could do curbside pickup and people didn't have to be in too much contact with one another. I think we are the only actual operational farmers market in Ward 7 that is year-round, and we rely completely on 4P to support that effort.
4P was brought into the partnership to really provide the food access piece. At the time that we got started, the Field of Green markets that we started, where we would deliver 4P bags every week and folks would be able to come to the market and pick out what they wanted and build a 4P bag. It was the only year-round farmers market here in Ward 7. So it was a pretty big deal in terms of providing access to healthy food, looking at not only like the fact that it was affordable, but also geographically accessible. And then the Y really brought that sort of personal accessibility piece in terms of developing the skills and the confidence here in the Nat's kitchen to be able to actually cook with the food.
Food and nutrition has been a focus of our association for about 8 or 9 years, recognizing that we do physical activity really well, but we needed to get nutrition involved in that picture too. So we're actually the first Y in the country to build a teaching kitchen. And so our role in terms of, in relationship with the Nat's Academy, was bringing that same model that we had at our Y into the Nat's Academy, and then making it more of a holistic approach with whatever the food that was coming from 4P Foods. So each class includes a culinary objective and a nutrition objective, and about 3 recipes that match those objectives, with the goal of just increasing self-efficacy in the kitchen and getting people more comfortable with the supplies that they have in the kitchen and the tools that are in the kitchen, so that they can prepare their own meals at home and get into more of an intuitive eating or intuitive cooking relationship with food.
Our community partners are critical in getting this work done. There's not any one thing in a community that helps that whole community to function, but you do want to be a relevant part of it. And we feel like we can do that in a number of ways. Of course, providing opportunities for children to learn about what healthy food tastes like, helping them to understand that things can be nutritious and good and not taste bad, helping them understand why it's important to fuel their bodies as well as exercise their bodies, and to do that in a holistic way, right? So it's one thing to do that for just kids. It's a different thing to say, children, this is what you're learning, and then bringing their families in. People have demonstrated that this is a need. We exist in a place where access to fresh produce at supermarkets is deeply limited. We exist in a place where transportation is also significantly limited. And so it's not just that people don't necessarily know how to prepare healthy meals with fresh produce, they can't access it in the first place. So if we could increase the number of people that we're serving through our programs, I would be tremendously excited about being able to do that. I could not have asked for a better group of people to work with, and I feel very honored and very humbled by their commitment to service, not only to this building, but to this community.